either.
I will say, you're talking about getting out, getting to some restaurants. For all the St. Louisians out there who are watching, I know you already know, but for all the people who are traveling in or maybe come to St. Louis, if there's a gateway next year, you got to get Emo's Pizza. You got to get some gooey butter cake. You got to get some toasted ravioli. Those are 3 things that have to be on your menu, and especially Emo's Pizza. If you do not go get Emo's, you are messing up.
So what you're telling me is that I'm failing having only done one of those
so
3
far,
things.
you have messed up.
Well,
you got to
what?
go get Emo's.
Well, you know what, my friend? All I'm hearing is I guess we all got to make a trip at some point.
We do got to get a trip. I wish there was an Emo's a little closer to the venue, because I'm thinking like, okay, if I'm sorry. Okay, so I do have to say, we're in Bally's right now, right? We got a lot of sports as well as Smash on the screens. And there are a bunch of Smashers just watching highlights of hockey players punching the crap out of each other.
Hey, I mean, listen. They like fighting games. And hockey is a game in which fighting happens. So you know what? I guess you can consider it a fighting game.
I just figured I'd inform you all. If you're wondering what the crowd's freaking out about, it's highlights of Bruins versus Stars where people are just getting smashed against the ice. And then everybody starts popping off.
Again, fighting game players, fighting game. It tracks.
Well, let's get into the fighting game right now. Min-Min and Sephiroth. That is what we are seeing from Memo. I don't believe Sephiroth is from Gongaga, but we're rocking the Gongaga tag anyways, because me, Gongaga. You, Min-Min. Let's get into it.
Yeah, and the 2 characters in the game with the biggest range, right? Who can stretch just a little farther out and find the outreach they need to move on in this bracket. Here, we've got the 2 biggest range, we got the biggest stage. These players love their distance and want to keep it from each other the entire time.
Ooh, nice snipe right there with the Ram. Not able to get the second one. Yeah, distance is the big key. DLC 2 here, right? That both of these players are playing with some characters with powerful tools, and I don't care what anybody says. Sephiroth's a good character. A counterpick character, but a good character nonetheless. But you got to be able to make it back to stage, and Memo messing up that recovery a little bit, tried to get the hard angle on the up B, but instead only ended up tossing out a side B. So Zeed gets to play with the lead here.
And I like the fact that you came off the Angel platform, and even though you have that big range, you recognize Min-Min's weakness and just get up in her face, smother her, and make her uncomfortable. Try and find unique mix-ups, right? That down air, and now you find the ledge trap for your troubles. But Min-Min with that Ram neutral air, Sephiroth's frame data is still not great. Just even up close can kind of out-contest you. I'm not the most familiar with how these communities consider this matchup, but it does not seem good.
Definitely a really, really good start for Zeed so far. And then, you know, Sephiroth, again, does have the ability to play at that mid-range. He doesn't have to get as close to Min-Min as other characters do to start getting his licks in. So don't even have to win as hard in neutral to get up close. But you do still have to get past those arms. Love taking to the skies right here, trying to take advantage of, you know, the weaker spots of Min-Min's coverage range right above her into those angles. But right there, you saw Zeed with great patience able to keep that juggle going.
A huge amount of pressure. I really like how we're seeing Zeed kind of use these dragon arms, but not just commit to the laser or consistently off the ledge. Did it there, but the single arm delay allowed the swap to Megawatt and catch the delayed get up to close it out. Their rhythm here has been immaculate, and it feels like Memo is just never quite sure when the arms are coming.
I will say, you just saw that parry right there from Memo. Actually a little bit hard to get that arm out after the parry because it's not easy to buffer a forward tilt out of shield, especially if you don't have tilt stick, because sometimes you do just get that jab afterwards, and that's exactly what happened. You know, Zeed wanted to get that forward tilt, but nonetheless, Memo right now does still have to get this comeback going. Down 3 stocks to 1 with damage built up. Looking like Zeed is off to a very hot start in this game 1.
And I really like the way that Zeed is willing to just run away, play at this mid-range, and bait Sephiroth into swinging, willing to get way closer than Min-Min might normally want. And the micro-spacing has been immaculate, just barely dancing out of the edge of Sephiroth's range. But eventually, Octo Slash is going to find its mark. Memo's been trying, and when it mattered most, got on the board with it.
And the crowd wants to see Memo do well as well. I heard a lot of cheering when Memo got that first stock on the board, but it's going to be Zeed's game for game number 1, just reacting to that dash attack on shield. The easy up smash and an easy JV3 to start off that first game.
And Min-Min's up smash is just, it's such a weird button on that character. Because it comes from the fact that Min-Min in arms is the only character that uses her legs and kicks. But for her to have that up smash that is a great get off me tool, a great reflector, a great anti-air, and a kill move when hitting those folks above you is supposed to be what she struggles with, is just so good. Right? She still struggles in that awkward 45 in between the arms and that, but it's just so good because you start dash dancing as well. You mix up that movement if you're running around as much as we're seeing Zeed do, and there's just nowhere to go.
I mean, that's just a fighting game fundamental too, right? Like, even some of the most hard zoners in fighting games usually have at least one pretty decent anti-air. Min Min just happens to have a really, really good one, right? But Memo right now having a really good start to this game. Does have that Shadow Flare tacked on, got that up smash as well. We are here on Hollow Bastion for game number 2, so this is definitely a game of, look, if you're ever above me, you're going to have a difficult time landing because I can cover that platform, I can cover that space to the side of the platforms, and with no double jump, you are gone. Big start for Memo.
And the JV3 Kimona is only a memory at this point. I mean, at this time, Memo able to find, as you said, that first stock here on the Hollow Bastion. Not quite home, but a home away from home if Kingdom Hearts is any indication. And finding a way and making great use of the center platform to just really force Zeed to overcommit early and just find ways to approach, then space it out, get you off stage, and force Min Min just into a checkmate situation.
Hollow Bastion is kind of a home away. I don't remember if it's in Hollow Bastion. In one of the games, Sephiroth's a super boss.
No.
Well, maybe he's a little bit too at home because he's taking a trip down to Hollow Bastion as we float above it. We go to the second stock after that SD. Memo still working with the lead, and confidence not at all shattered just yet. Min Min actually able to make that back. The crowd did not think so.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk about knowing your character's limits, right? Finding the down air, that was an insane route, but it doesn't matter because you get to come back, do it again. Sephiroth, very long range, sure, but also very narrow hitboxes, so you have to be so precise to hit that a route like that just can't really be contested by this character.
Nice timing call-outs here from Memo, though, on the Sephiroth, getting off the ledge against Zeed, who has struggled to close the stock out a couple of times. May not be an issue here. Sephiroth still only at 72, and he is extremely light, but Memo's spacing and the positioning has been, I think, a lot better so far.
Finding the first grab of the set, that's going to power up the arms. Min Min can lose it from pretty much anything. Tumble, a missed tech, getting grabbed. It just can be, it is absolutely terrifying. And my apologies, Tumble is not what caused her, but missing a tech does, getting grabbed does. There is a 20-second time limit on as well, taking too much damage, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to get rid of it if you just take the whole dang stock instead.
Really, really nice adaptation right there from Memo, catching that movement back with that dash attack. Has the Min Min at the ledge too, and has wing, so we are moving right now.
Yes, sir, that extra jump, when it just gives you so much extra mobility, makes it so much harder for Min Min to pin you down, but all she needs when that megawatt out is the one punch that matters most, one stock apiece.
Nearly every single set that we've seen so far has gone to game 3 with it tied up 1-1. Are we going to get to see that again is the question, though. Memo's still playing with the lead, but Zeed is working with a lot of momentum for my money right now. Definitely still stuck at the ledge. This is going to be a back throw, though. Dangerous place to be against Min Min.
Especially with those arms all charged up, not opting for the Octo Slash, just trying to get back fast. Going to allow a better situation than if you had delayed it, but not a situation that's good enough. Still able to survive, avoid everything. This wing is doing so much, but Memo once again.
An SD. And at the very end of the second game where it looked like Memo actually had such a good chance to take it, but really, really bad timing right there as the crowd's popping off for a Kazuya comeback.
That is the second one.
I don't know about popping off, but
well, I'm just amazed that was the second time we saw that exact same situation from Memo where he tried to get that hard angle and ended up getting the side special instead.
And you don't even need to commit to immediately getting a hard angle because you have a little bit of time where that up B winds up. Even if you have to go for that Octo Slash and not just that quick recovery to the ledge, you're still probably going to be fine against Min Min in a lot of cases. But nonetheless, Memo going to have to shake it off as we go back to Hollow Bastion and now is facing on the barrel of needing to pull off a reverse 3-0. It's maybe the place to do it because they did look rather comfortable here last time. But again, got to have that confidence intact.
And that confidence, right? We saw Zeed show their composure earlier on after a very fast start from Memo, bringing it all the way back to even. Memo ending both games in an SD or losing a stock in both of them, I should say, you have to find a way to dig deep, see what you have left, channel everything, because as you said, did do very well here. He is capable of taking it, but even then you have to find a way to take 2 more. What adjustments do they have left in the tank?
Well, I want to see if this wing is a big reason for Memo to get back into this one, because I saw them moving with it last time. Great positioning right there, some bonus power getting them back into this game, and again, the crowd really wants to see Memo do well, but Zeed still just steady as she goes on this ship. He's going to try to get back into this one. Only has 80% on the Sephiroth, though, so maybe a bit yet before that stock is taken.
And that air dodge was so gorgeous to find a way, right? Normally upwards diagonal air dodges are terrifying, but Memo pushing it to the limit. I love the charge there just to find the air stall. Memo has been creative with the routes all night, and Zeed just has not quite caught them, has gone away from the edge guard in favor of the ledge trap, calling out Memo's pretty consistent timing on the get-up options, and that's really been the difference maker so far.
Keeping it even right here, and that's important. Although Zeed a couple times get really aggressive, even willing to get up close. I wonder if that's just a response to the way that Memo has been playing even outside of Min-Min's threat range. Hollow Bastion being a pretty big stage, and Memo really not even engaging all the time. Going straight to the ledge is Zeed. This is a big opportunity to get something started. No juggle on the platform because Memo does have that double jump, but still good damage to show for.
And I like that we're seeing Memo go out with these commitments, try and find those early pressure situations on Min-Min, utilize awkward air dodge angles to kind of make Zeed have to commit and then do something unexpected to find a way back. Again, it's these crazy situations. The high Octo Slash to boot, but that platform is gonna be what allows Zeed to just continue the pressure anyways.
Well, pressure's really on right now because this next stock could determine a lot, and it's with the up smash just as we saw the game 1 end. It's the same sequence here. Dash attack on the shield. Memo a little bit over aggressive, and Zeed going to punish hard, and this could potentially be Memo's final stock of the tournament.
But they aren't out of this yet. You can see they're moving. They're playing a lot more confident than they were early in their set. They've got this they've got Zeed and Min-Min figured out. The question is, can they execute the game plan they've started to develop? They're trying to call out shield drops on these dash attacks, and that's real as they're getting a little antsy to close out the stock, and that's really what keeps allowing Zeed to reversal what has been excellent pressure from Memo here in this game 3.
See, Memo does have a ledge trap, big opportunity to get back into the game if one of those back airs can land, but without wing, it's not quite so spammable. Oh, look out for the Megawatt! Who do you think you are? I am! That is how the set ends. It is with Zeed closing out a 3-0 against